What's up, Taiji Fam? Welcome back to another video with the Taiji Legacy. In today's video, we're going to give you 4 key principles for any of you guys trying to level up your skill training moves. Front lever, human flag, back lever, muscle up, everything calisthenic based. We're going to help you today.
You don't fuck with a god.
So diving straight into the video, the first one is to never neglect the basics when it comes to learning any kind of power move with calisthenics. With the muscle ups, you shouldn't ever neglect the foundation or the fundamental moves when trying to learn it, especially for people that haven't really cleaned up the muscle up yet. For me, I can do the strict muscle up, but I still never neglect the negatives, the jump muscle ups. For anyone trying to learn the front lever, the planche, don't neglect the tuck planche, the advanced tuck planche, the tuck front lever. Don't neglect all those things because they are key basic exercises that's going to allow you to elevate to that next progression and eventually get all the way to that advanced move. How many was that? And that leads me to my second principle. The second one is to never neglect tracking your progress. I know it can become tedious at times, and sometimes we just don't want to do it. It becomes, it's very annoying to do. How many reps you did, how heavy was that weight that you lifted, and then going on consistently about tracking your progress. It's something that none of us want to do. But if any of us wants to actually progress at a significant rate, we have to know what we did last time in order to make a measurable change. For example, with powerlifters, in order for them to actually significantly change their numbers in how they lift or in what they lift, right? Deadlifting or bench pressing. They have to know how much they lifted and how many reps they actually did. For calisthenics, if you want to progress with your front lever, you need to know, you need to measure what progression you're at, all right? How long you held it for. In the muscle up, what progression you're at. How many reps you did. Of all the things that I'm going to mention in this video, tracking your progress is probably the most significant one. If you really want to make a difference in your training and evolutionize your strength, consider this one. Really consider this one.
Reminds me of a story.
The third principle is all about knowledge. If any of you guys know Les Brown, this is a very famous quote. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And in this same situation, it also applies. If you go into any kind of endeavor, especially with calisthenics, if you go into the front lever, the muscle up, without any kind of strategic plan behind it, then you're setting yourself up for failure. There is no kind of pathway. There's no steps for you, okay? You're going in something blindly. For example, with the muscle up, you know that you shouldn't go into learning that move without first understanding what moves that's actually going to lead you up to getting and completing that move, right? So we're talking about negatives, jump muscle ups. For the front lever, you should start off with the progressions, right? The tuck, the advanced tuck, the one leg and the one leg tuck. You start off with easy steps first, and then you progress to something bigger. It all starts with knowledge. This doesn't just go towards calisthenics, but it's also life-based, okay? We didn't build, we built a Taiji Legacy without a plan, but now that we've actually come here, we have built a strong and concrete strategic plan to help us grow. It's going to be slow, but we'll eventually get there. And for you guys, if you want to excel, if you want to make your training more efficient, build that plan first, and you'll get there very fast. Okay, so the fourth one is going to be a handful. Frequency, duration, and intensity. How often, how long, and how difficult your training is going to be, okay? So we'll start off with frequency. How frequent should you be doing skill training, right? How long for front lever, back lever, planche? Well, that depends how much skills you're actually willing to learn at once. I recommend keeping your skill training all at once at a maximum of 3 moves per week, okay? Well, my goal right now is planche, front lever, and handstand, and I'm devoting at least 3 times for front lever a week, 4 times for planche a week, and handstand nearly every single day. Evaluate yourself on what moves you want to learn and how bad you do want to learn that move. For duration, I recommend sticking to skill training for only about 20 to 30 minutes before you do your actual workout. Right? For example, for push training, I like to do my handstand and my planche before I actually do my strength, endurance, or hypertrophy workout, depending on the day. I would first do my skill training for at least 20 to 30 minutes. As far as intensity goes, we know that effort equates to your results. The more effort you give in, the more effort you put in, the greater your results will be. And that just goes towards every single endeavor in your life, or just calisthenics, or just life-based in general. The more effort you go, the more effort anyone is willing to give, that is the person who is going to climb the greatest. It's very windy. I'm sorry if it affects the audio. I had the greatest experience when it comes to those three principles, or those three words that I just said: frequency, intensity, and duration. Before we made our comeback into the Taiji legacy, I was trying to learn the skills that I just mentioned previously. But during those 3 months that I was trying to make into the army, I neglected, or I didn't want to learn those moves anymore because I was focusing on something else, okay? I tried to increase my cardiovascular strength, my VO2, things like that. So I had to avoid all those other things to increase those other sides. And by doing so, my front lever went from a 9-second clean to something that isn't so great. So I probably decreased in about 3 seconds. So I can hold it for only about 6 seconds now. So for the planche, I made it in 2 months from the tuck to the straddle. For the handstand, I went from 2 months to a handstand push-up. And you can see that just by giving it your all every single day and developing a strong plan with a good amount of knowledge, you know that you can destructively, in a positive manner, increase your strength amazingly. And that's the biggest thing here. In 2 to 3 months, I was able to excel so much, and I believe you guys can also do that, especially with the 4 principles that we've just told you guys, okay? If I can go from first principle to basically the second last or the last stage, I'm sure you guys can do it too. But I do believe in you guys. So thank you guys for watching the video. Stay strong, never give up, make gains. Taiji Fam, until the end, through thick and thin. Taiji's always within. Peace out, see you next time.
Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. I let me down. And when you get to the point where you can say you let you down, I don't care. Listen to me, no disrespect. I don't care about Glenn. That's not why I do what I do. And I love Glenn. I don't come here and do what